Hurricane Earl is the biggest storm to threaten America's East Coast in almost 20 years. And right off the bat, to get a sense of whether the punch matches the promise, let's go right to Nags Head, North Carolina. That's where ABC's Steve Osunsami is watching Earl barrel ashore. Steve?
Bill, we are now 120 miles away from the center of this storm as it continues to move to the northeast. It is still a very powerful Category 2 storm with wind speeds of upwards of 105 miles an hour. We're seeing gusts of up to 40 and 50 miles an hour here. The wind has certainly started. The rain has started. But our big concern tonight is the storm surge. We are very, very worried about it as the wind moves the water from the ocean and the sound right on top of us. People here have been forced to evacuate. There's been a mandatory evacuation in place, and for good reason. This is very low-lying area. Officials are telling residents who decided to stay that now is the time to stay put, batten down the hatches, and ride this one out. Bill? Okay, Steve Osunsami, watching what is now a Category 2 storm there, but still, as you saw, very powerful. And for some, watching these big storms is more than just an accidental pursuit. We set out tonight with a team of hurricane trackers in North Carolina and then went up in the air with exclusive access to a NASA flight through the eye of this storm. Here's John Berman.
It is a nervous, wet, and windy night in North Carolina. The eye of Hurricane Earl continuing its dangerous flirtation with the coast, but the gusting gales going all the way, pounding the shore. This is the beginning of Earl's impact on the East Coast, with 26 million people near its potential path watching nervously. Our camera flew into the eye of the storm today as it began to break apart.
That's the eye wall.
This is the eye wall right there.
ABC's Matt Gutman was given an exclusive look at this NASA flight. Earl is now a somewhat diminished Category 2 storm, but still a powerful storm.
And what we're looking at right now is all the way down to the sea surface, which is the blue you're seeing, and then several levels of clouds stacking vertically and a bending outward of an eye wall from that. This is one of the most well-documented storms that we've ever had, and in fact, we've actually seen the storm strengthen and begin to weaken.
With gadgets like these capsules dropped with parachutes into the storm to give an exact reading of wind speed, pressure, and rain. Back on the ground, there are two sane things to do when a storm gets this close. Leave.
We're going to hit the back roads down here, and once we get inshore, I think we'll be okay.
Or hunker down.
We're going to tough it out. It's going to be quite a storm, but we're here to take it on.
Then there's a third option. Go hunting. Mark Sudduth and Jess Bass are hurricane chasers.
And it's 9:19 right now.
These images were captured just hours ago from inside HurricaneTrack.com's state-of-the-art storm-chasing truck. They've spent the last 10 years tracking hurricanes just like Earl, driving into the eye of the storm to capture the images of fury. In 2004, there was Charlie.
We are getting pounded. Oh man, stuff's hitting the vehicle big time. I think we're getting ready to get in the eye. We're getting ready to get in the eye. It's clearing out.
And Ivan.
The storm surge is coming in right now. It has been for most of the afternoon. It's going to be very dangerous.
And 5 years ago, Katrina.
All right, we are getting blasted right now.
Bye-bye, Earl.
Over the last couple of days, for most people on the Outer Banks, it's been about evacuation. But for the hurricane chasers, it's about cinematography, setting up cameras to stream Earl's collision live online.
This camera is streaming back live video, and it's streaming that shot right there. And what it's showing is an angry ocean.
North Carolina is just the first stop on this dangerous holiday weekend express. Next in its path, Montauk, the far eastern tip of New York's Long Island. Here they were stocking up in stores.
What are you buying here?
Well, candles and water. You know, I live in Florida, so I know you need all this stuff when there's a hurricane even looking at us. So that's what I'm doing.
And pulling boats from the water. At this marina alone, nearly 100 came out, and telling people to stay out of the surf. But for all the concern, there is relative calm. Are you guys all here on vacation?
Yes!
Is the storm going to ruin your vacation?
No!
And there are ways of coping. What are you drinking here today?
Coffee.
Cocktail.
Yeah, more of that for tomorrow if it gets bad?
Absolutely.
The biggest impact might be on Cape Cod in Massachusetts. Nantucket and Martha's Vineyard could also get pummeled. But for now on Cape Cod, all is calm. The calm before the storm, as it were. A storm that tonight continues to obliterate the calm in North Carolina. I'm John Berman for Nightline in Montauk, New York.